First off, I'm starting out with a clean face, washed, toned, moisturized, and let dry. Next, I am going to show you my powder brush. Yes, I am going to apply my mineral peptide powder on my bare skin. This is a makeup trick that I saw a while back that Wayne Goss shared. I do use this technique quite often. Sometimes I forget to do this, but this really helps me keep my skin less oily because I have very oily skin, but it just makes your your foundation or your BB creams go on silky smooth. And today I'm using my favorite Clinique BB cream. I'm using my fingers today to smooth it around, and you do have to kind of work quickly with this because it does dry fast, but I absolutely love this. I'm showing my flat top kabuki brush because what I like to do after I apply the BB cream with my fingers, I like to go around and smooth it all out. Sometimes there's a little bit of streaking if I haven't been able to blend it in quick enough, and this just covers it all beautifully. Next, I'm showing my MAC Prep and Prime. I just don't know what I would do without this. I like to dot it underneath my eyelid area, not eyelid, sorry, my eye area, and cover up any dark spots that I may have. I love it because it also acts as a brightener. I run a little strip down my nose because I do like to sometimes put a little bit of bronzer on the sides of my nose, and I just go ahead and use the fourth finger pad and just tap it all in and just get it nice and blended. And now I'll just switch over to the opposite eye and do the same tapping process. Actually, the brush I'm using by Sigma is an angled flat top, and I really like it for under the eye area. It works great. Next, I'm showing you my Sonia Kashuk spoolie brush. Love this brush. Purchased it at Target, and I'm brushing up my brows. And then I am going to apply, I just have to outline my brows a little bit because I have had my brows microbladed. Absolutely love them because I had absolutely zero line for brows. And I very gently just run it on the bottom of my brows, and I do extend my tip to make it a little longer because I had no brow hair there and that area was super tense. This pencil fills them in beautifully, and I like to keep it a little bit darker from midsection down through the tip and a little bit lighter there. And I also just continue filling it in, and I angle my eyebrow pencil with the bottom edge of my nose across the iris of my eye to make sure that I'm able to emphasize the arch point. And I think that this look is very natural and really very much resembles eyebrows that I once used to have. I'm going to go ahead and finish my application to my other eye off camera. I do take my spoolie brush and I run it through my brows when I'm finished. This is Bare Minerals Eyelid Primer, and it is a very nice product. Keeps my eyeshadows from creasing and my lids from getting a little too oily. And here's the princess of the video, Sweetie Pie by Too Faced. This is a beautiful bronzing palette, but today I'm going to show you how I'm using it on my cheeks and as a bronzer and as an eyeshadow. And I'm also showing you at the same time my retractable eyeshadow brush by Chanel. I featured this in a video last week, but I hadn't used it, and the jury is no longer out. The verdict is in. I love this brush. It's soft, it blends, picks up product. It is well worth the money, and it's absolutely great for traveling. So if you're looking for a way to cut down on the brushes that you use for your shadows, it has a flat side and it has a shading side, and I love it. I'm also showing you how I'm picking up the product and distributing it on my lids. You won't be disappointed if you make a purchase for this, because I think if you stay tuned, you will like the finished look. Here I'm going to take the blending side of the brush and swirl it throughout this gorgeous Sweetie Pie eyeshadow palette. One of my favorite bronzing brushes is the Chanel bronzing brush. It picks up product beautifully and distributes it beautifully. Here, I'm starting at the upper portion of my cheekbone, and I'm tapping it in and then swirling it from the apples of my cheek upward, because I'm going to use this as a bronzer blush combination today. This has a very slight satin slash sheen to it, and it really deposits well on your skin. And a little fish face to just keep blending and incorporating that beautiful color onto my cheeks. I really am enjoying this palette. Now I pick up a little bit more on the palette and I run it down the sides of my nose just for a slight contour. Next, my fan brush and, of course, my Chanel illuminator. I love this. I've shown it. I've used it. I probably use it every day. Even when I'm going really light with just powder, I always do a light brushing of this. It's absolutely beautiful. It looks gorgeous on your skin, and it just feels so good. It is my all-time favorite. Time for a sip of coffee before we continue. Ooh, love coffee, good to the last drop. Now, I'm going to show you my Chanel eyeliner, which I love. It is in brown. I was looking for it, finally found it, and that's what I'm going to do to line my eyelids. But I'm going to show you a little trick that Wayne Agass showed, and what he does is deposits the eyeliner onto the upper lid of your eyelash curler on the bottom of the brim on the top, if that makes sense. And then you kind of stamp it against your skin while you're curling your lashes. Leave it on for about 20 or 30 seconds, and you'll have a nice little imprint line or a stamping from that shadow. I do it because it helps me redraw that line over my eyelids so that I can see it and I don't go crooked, and I get a nice even line. But one of his little tricks too, along with powdering before you apply your foundation or your BB creams. And here I am just going right over that line, which it helps me see so much better. And it's just a neat little trick to use. I'm going to finish off with Lancome Le Extend, and as I'm applying it, I'm realizing it's a little bit scratchy on the end of that brush because it's very drying. I guess I'm to the end of the tube, but I think I have enough to go ahead and do both eyes. Yep, I had just enough to finish both eyes, and next we're going to head over to lips. Next, I'm going to use Butter London. It's Coconut Frock, and pairing it with MAC Lip Tensity. This is just a nude color by MAC. It goes on very matte, and I love pairing it with Butter London. And this shade also has that nice peachy tone to it, and over the top of MAC's, it just really finishes off the look. And here I'm just straightening my hair out just a little bit. Still have to work on it, but this is the finished look. Hello, Internet. Well, I'm done. I just put my face together, and the idea of this video was I wanted to put it together using the same bronzer blush eyeshadow. It's from Too Faced, and it's Sweetie Pie, and this is really beautiful, really beautiful. You know, when I think of peach or something is really peachy, it's really not in my color palette. Oh, why don't I put my glasses on, because then I can see y'all better. But anyways, this palette is really beautiful. I did my entire face. I used it as a blush, bronzer, and an eyeshadow. Now, I did intermix the colors as I was showing in the video, and this little pink corally color in there is really pretty. And I just wanted to do this video using this. And so if you're in a bind or you're traveling and you're limited to, you know, what you can bring, this is really, really pretty. And it's pretty for the fall. So just because it says Sweetie Pie and it has the emblem of the peach, don't be fooled by that, because it really is pretty, and I think it's very subtle and it still gives you that pretty fall effect. Now, I did use my very favorite Chanel. It's Plissé Lumière de Chanel. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful illuminator. I've showed it so many times. It's really gorgeous. On my lips, I do have this lipstick. It's called Max Lip Tensity, and it's in Driftwood, and this is really a very pretty nude color, but it's a little bit drying on your lips, and I like to pair it with a gloss. And today I'm using Butter London, and this has a nice little bit of a peachy tone to it, and I thought it was perfect with this look. So, and on my lashes, I'm using the Lancome Paris La Extreme mascara. It's totally empty. I could feel it on my eyeshadows as I was my eyelashes as I was trying to put it on. So, going to replace this. I used the Chanel eyeliner, and this is in dark brown, and I absolutely love this pencil. I've been incorporating, and the technique of, after your face is cleaned, toned, moisturized, dried off, putting powder, laying powder down on your skin very lightly, and as I showed in the video, I just tapped that powder in all around. And then I went next with my BB cream, and I don't have any foundation on, but I do the same thing if I'm using foundation. And I think it gives me a nice coverage. My skin looks very soft and really helps with my oil. This is my look today using the Sweetie Pie by Too Faced. It is absolutely beautiful, and I just wanted to show, like I said, being able to use one mixed up bronzer palette for shadow, bronzer, a little bit of brush, and to give you that nice little bit of fall look. And I do want to mention my new Chanel retractor brush that I absolutely love. I showed this in a video last week. I had not used it. It's retractable, so it's absolutely great for travel, but the jury is no longer out on this. This is a beautiful brush. It feels so soft. You know, in that crease of your eye, sometimes the brushes are so prickly and pinchy, and this grabs the product, but this picks up product beautifully and deposits it onto your lids, and love this brush. And how clever and handy is that you have a nice little retractable brush to travel with. So I am really, really glad I invested in this. It's called a Radiant Matte Bronzer, and I think it's really does serve a dual purpose, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. So until next time, be kind, be humble, and age gracefully. Bye.